Hi, my name's MJ, and I wanted to review some of the coloring books that I have so that other people can decide if coloring's for them or if these particular books are for them before they necessarily go out and purchase them. So the first book I'm going to review is the Colorama Coloring Book. Flowers, Paisley, stained glass, and more. And this coloring book is really popular lately. Has its own as seen on TV advertisements. If you haven't seen it, you should go look it up on YouTube because it's quite entertaining. That being said, I actually really enjoy this coloring book. It was given to me by my son for Christmas, which was very nice of him because, 15-year-old boy actually getting his mom something he likes. That's pretty impressive. I have a pretty nice son. The cover shows that it has over 100 beautiful designs. However, that is not 100 beautiful pages. It has less than 60 actual pages, but I think they do, they count papers with multiple designs. Like here you can see a page with 2 butterflies on it, and they count that as 2 designs, which is where they're getting that number. That being said, there's still quite a few pages on here. The cover is glossy. You can't color it, but it does have some nice color schemes, some ideas for why you are going through the book. You can see it again on the inside cover. This is the cover page, and I did color that with colored pencil. And the design is inside the book in a larger design. This book has a lot of variety to it, which is one of the things I really like. It's great if you're just starting, that you can have some pictures that are fairly easier to color. They don't require a lot of detail. And if you have been coloring for a while, or if you want to expand your skills, there are more pages in the book that do require more detail. So here is a butterfly colored with colored pencil, and on the background I did pastel chalk. Here is an owl I did in ultra fine Sharpies. Now the pages are pretty average quality for a coloring book, but they do have bleed through, especially with like the Sharpie markers. I'm heard there's other markers that won't bleed through, but I haven't tested them as of yet. So what I do when I'm coloring in the book for the Sharpie markers is I put a cardstock paper and I color on top of that paper, and that saves the page underneath it from getting any sort of bleed through. And here's another book page I've colored. It's a hummingbird. This is one I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I did it with colored pencils, and once again I did pastel chalk in the back. So there are quite a few pages, a lot of them fairly simple. You can leave the background, you can color it. I did a lot of experimenting in this book. This page is one that I don't like how it turned out remotely, but at the same time, it was fun seeing how things would work, these new pens would work, and what would happen. There's still a lot of pages I have left to go. Here's a butterfly I just finished. I'm going to do the background to it. There's a lot of different types of pages in here. A lot of flowers, a lot of Paisleys. And I'm just flipping through it really fast because there's a lot of pages. Seashells, flowers. I think this is how they get their large number of designs, by putting, 15 of them on one page. Here's some very tiny mosaics. And there will be more bigger mosaics later. So here we start with a lot of the mosaics. The mosaics are my favorite picture because I just like the design of them, the shapes. Here's one that I colored from the book. It did take a fair bit more time for the detail in it, but it was still very entertaining. And I did stop once and color a page that was less detail oriented and came back to this page. So there's a lot of mosaics in here. The pages do tear out very easily. Obviously, be careful while you're doing it. And back here, once we get through the mosaics, we'll start to get to the stained glass pages, or I call wallpaper pages, but I guess this is their stained glass pages. But these have a lot more detail in them. I like the ones with not so much the flowers, although I'm sure it will be fun to color those as well. And this one, if you color the background, I can only imagine how long that one's going to take. But I really like, there's one coming up. Apparently it's further back, so there's quite a few different designs and different styles. So there's something in this book for everyone, which is why it's a really great starter book. You can find what you like and before investing in a book that specifies on that kind of design. Here's a book that a style that you can see in a lot of different books with this fish. I'm not entirely sure this kind of fish. I feel like I should know it, but it's pretty popular. This is my favorite kind of page, and I'm really looking forward to coloring this one. I really like the designs and that, but I know that's not for everyone. There's a lot of different style in this book, and the back cover, once again, there's different ideas. If you get stumped, you can kind of look at how they colored it, which is a lot of times very colorful. There's one more page that I did, two more pages I did out of this book. This one is a butterfly flower page, and I'm really happy with how the butterfly and the flowers turned out. The background was not my best work, but I still think it's pretty cool. And here's one I did with line coloring. So as you can see, it's not solid colors. I colored it with line, and I'm pretty proud of that one. So there's a lot of variety in the Colorama book. Even though it doesn't actually have 100 pages, it has a lot of pages to get you started. It's a great gift for anyone who would just be starting. It's not very hard to find. You can pretty much pick it up anywhere. I've seen it in grocery stores. I've seen it in Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, pretty much everywhere. It seems to be one of the hot books this Christmas. So, thank you for joining me for my first coloring book review, and stay tuned because I will hope to post another one next week, if not sooner. Thank you.